If you've been scrolling through endless rows of uplights, trying to figure out whether a battery-powered option will actually survive a night of gigs or a backyard party, you're not alone. The hesitation usually comes from two places: the fear of a dead battery in the middle of a set, and the worry that you'll end up paying a premium for a light that never really fits your rig. I've been in that spot more than once, and after testing a whole box of Rockville's Battery Par 50 Black rechargeable LED DMX wash-up lights, I think I finally have a clear answer. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First, let's talk about the kind of situations where these lights actually shine. Imagine you're a wedding photographer who needs a subtle wash of color on a reception tent, but you don't have easy access to power cords. Or picture a small band setting up a stage in a community hall where the only power source is a single 120-volt outlet, and you need a few lights that can be placed wherever the stage layout changes. The Rockville 24-pack is designed exactly for those off-grid moments. Each unit runs on a rechargeable battery, so you can mount them on trusses, pipe, or even a simple stand without worrying about reaching a wall socket. Because they're DMX-capable, you can hook them into a basic lighting console or a cheap USB DMX dongle and control every hue from a single channel. That kind of flexibility is why the pack feels less like a random assortment of LEDs and more like a modular system you can spread across a venue. Now, who should actually consider buying this bundle? If you're a DJ, a freelance videographer, or a hobbyist who regularly throws outdoor events, the sheer number of fixtures, 24 in total, means you can afford to experiment with different color washes without buying a single unit over and over. The set also makes sense for small theater groups that need to dress a stage quickly. You can pre-program a few scenes on the DMX controller and then walk the lights onto the set in minutes because there's no cord to snag. On the flip side, if you run a permanent installation in a club or a studio where you have stable power runs, you'll probably end up with a lot of unused batteries and extra weight you never needed. In that case, a line-level LED fixture with built-in AC power would be more economical. Let's break down the practical strengths that become evident once you actually turn one on. The first thing you notice is the color range. Rockville's rich RGB claim isn't just marketing fluff. The LEDs produce a smooth gradient from deep magentas to bright cyans, which you can see when you transition a song from a mellow ballad to a high-energy dance track. Because the lights are dimmable via DMX, you can pull them back to a gentle wash for a dinner scene or blast them up to full intensity for a climax without any flicker. The battery life is another surprise. The rechargeable pack holds enough charge for roughly 4 to 5 hours of continuous use at 50% output, which is more than enough for most evening events. And when you're done, the batteries recharge in about 2 hours using the included charger, no need for special adapters. Versatile mounting is more than a tagline here. Each Par 50 comes with a standard inch mounting hole and a sturdy clip that fits both round and square pipe. I've seen people mount them on a 20-foot truss, on a portable backdrop stand, and even on a PVC frame for a DIY photo booth. The design lets you angle the fixture quickly, so you can aim the wash exactly where you need it without readjusting a whole rig. That agility matters when you're working against a ticking clock on a wedding day or trying to keep a moving stage crew happy. Of course, no product is perfect, and there are a couple of trade-offs that matter once the hype wears off. The first downside is the weight. Even though each unit is compact, the built-in battery adds a few ounces, and when you stack a dozen on a light bar, the cumulative weight can strain a lightweight truss. If you're planning to hang them high above a crowd, double-check your rig's load capacity. Second, the DMX control isn't as deep as you'd get with a professional moving head. You get basic color, intensity, and strobe, but you won't find built-in gabas or built-in zoom. That's fine for wash applications, but if you need intricate pattern work, you'll have to pair these with a dedicated effect light. Lastly, the rechargeable cells are sealed, so you can't swap them out on the fly. If you're in the middle of a multi-hour festival and you miscalculate the usage, you'll have to wait for the batteries to recharge rather than swapping a fresh pack. Pricing-wise, the 24-pack lands somewhere in the mid-range for bulk LED fixtures. You're essentially paying for the convenience of having a whole lot of ready-to-go lights plus